My first time watching Chernobyl episode 5. Let's go ahead and watch this. Is this before everything happened? Yeah, because I was like, I'm recognizing all of these people. And this is their lives before Chernobyl. Wow. And also what I'm thinking about is that they really played up to showing the before, because all the colors, they're bright. This is the brightest I've ever seen Chernobyl. You got Dyatlov compared to the muted colors and grays and greens that we're used to seeing. Yep. 12. Wow. 12 hours before the explosion.
This little problem we have with the safety test, if it's completed successfully, yes, I think promotion's very likely. And I'll need someone to take my old job.
I would like to be considered.
Preparations for the test have gone smoothly. Comrade Dyatlov's been working per my instructions. With your approval, we're ready to continue lowering power to...
You have to wait. 3 years I've tried to finish this test. 3 years. I've just had a call from the grid controller in Kiev. He says we can't lower power any further.
Where does he get off
It's
telling
not
us
the
to-
grid controller's decision, Dyatlov. All the productivity quotas. Everyone's working overtime, the factories need power. So do we have to scrap it or what?
No, I don't think so. Now, if we need to wait 10 hours, we wait.
I'm running half power, we're not going to have stability issues. I'm not asking you.
Oh boy.
It's safe. We'll maintain at 1600. I'll go home, get some sleep.
Dyatlov.
come back tonight. I'll personally supervise the test, and it will be completed.
Call me when it's done.
Perhaps they should have waited. I already know. This episode, this feel like it's about to be a roller coaster.
How do you feel?
Oh, for a second I thought they kind of look alike.
You went to the doctor yesterday. How is your health?
You don't know?
Do you read German? At last, a Soviet scientist who tells the truth. Turns out you're quite good at this.
At what? Lying.
Statecraft, Rigasov. Statecraft. Chernobyl was solely the result of operator error, which it essentially was. We have you to thank for that.
Hero of the Soviet Union.
They haven't even given it to me.
I'm humbled.
I don't think there's anything humble about you, Valery Alexeyevich. These rewards are not yours yet. First, your testimony at the trial.
Comrade Zarkov, you gave us assurances. Reactors would be made safe. It's been months. No changes have been made. No changes
Really?
even discussed.
First, the trial.
No, okay, no. That wasn't the agreement.
We will have our truth.
Nah, if that's the case, if you ain't handled the reactors at the trial, I'm telling it all regardless. Yeah, I wouldn't trust that. He talking about, oh, after the trial, we'll handle the reactors. No, they won't. No, they will not. He said it's been months, and they ain't done nothing? Okay. Oh, wait. No. Isn't this how, like, the very first episode opened up? Oh, no. It's starting. His hair's falling out.
Did you take a train?
Huh, it's her.
Yes, I took a train.
Why are you here?
Because I'm brutally stubborn. Which you were hoping for.
Chokov is saying they're going to fix the reactors after the trial.
Do you believe him?
No.
State will never willingly fix the reactors because acknowledging the problem means admitting that they lied. They will have to be forced. At the trial, you're going to tell the truth. You're going to convince a jury.
Jury's already been handed their verdict.
I'm not talking about them. The Central Committee have invited members of the scientific community to observe the trial. Our colleagues from Kachatov. They will be sitting in the crowd listening to every word you say. A jury that only we know is there. That is when our jury will finally hear the truth. Not just to the RBMK, but the entire industry. They can't function without us. If we...
Do you know what happened to Volkov? They just removed him from his position at the Institute. Do you think that these scientists, handpicked to witness a show trial, will somehow be stirred into action by me because of some heroic stance I take in defiance of the state?
Yes.
Why?
Because you're Valery Legasov.
Yes.
You mean something. You told me to find out what happened. I spoke to dozens of people. These are the ones who are still alive. These are the ones who are dead. They died rescuing each other. Didn't hesitate, they didn't waver. They simply did what had to be done.
So have I. I went willingly to an open reactor. So I've already given my life. Isn't that enough?
No, I'm sorry, but it is not.
Whew. Oh, together, this whole question about what do we do, what is right, what is wrong, my life, their lives. Whew. And I kind of love that suspense. It's like, what is Legasov going to do at this trial? You know, I'm not familiar with this trial. And so he's not giving any hints, really, as to which side he's truly going to take.
Comrade Judge Milan Kadnikov presiding. Indictments. Viktor Brukhanov, Anatoly Dyatlov, Nikolai Fomin are accused of violating Article 220, resulting in a nuclear disaster on April 26, 1986. The state calls witnesses Comrade Khamyuk, Comrade Legasov, and Comrade Boris Yevdokimovich Sherbina.
You know, they brought in a 3D model.
Why was there need for a safety test at all? Reactor number 4 was not new. Plant director Viktor Brukhanov signed this document, certifying the completion of the construction of the reactor. Comrade Brukhanov was awarded Hero of Socialist Labor. Comrade Dyatlov was given an Order of the Red Banner. But the work was not finished. This document was a lie. In order to sign this certificate,
Hold up.
all safety tests had to have been successfully completed.
Whoa!
And yet, one remained. The coarse heat turns the water to steam, and the steam spins the turbine here. But what if a power plant has no power? What if the power feeding the plant itself is disrupted? Equipment failure or an attack by a foreign enemy? If there's no power, pumps cannot move water through the core. In short, a nuclear disaster. Brukhanov knew that the problem was not solved at all. The backup generators took approximately 1 minute to reach the speed required. And by that time,
It's too late.
it would be too late. We arrive at the safety test. The theory was this. If the facility lost power, the turbine takes some time to slow down and stop. What if you could take the electricity it was still generating and transfer it to the pumps? What if the dying turbine could keep the pumps working long enough?
No.
Any questions?
Continue, please.
It's very, very clear. So clear.
The reactor is placed in a reduced power mode, 700 megawatts. Then the turbines are turned off, but the test is only as good as the men carrying it out. And the first time they tried, they failed. The second time they tried, they failed. The third time they tried, they failed. And the fourth time they tried was April 26, 1986.
You all right, Boris?
Comrade Khamyuk.
We have to go back 10 hours earlier, April 25th, the day the test was meant to take place. Power grid officials in Kiev say that they cannot afford a further reduction in electricity until after midnight. This is the first critical moment. The competent management would have insisted on cancelling the test. These 3 men allowed it to proceed. It created 2 problems. One of them is scientific in nature. The other is very human. At midnight.
Ooh. I love this episode so far.
You know the test they're supposed to run, they couldn't do it on the day shift, so they've given it to us.
To us? We don't know what...
Ooh. Ooh.
We take it down to 700, hold it there. The rest is study at Courtroom bound, but...
I have to do something I've never done before with Dyatlov looking over my shoulder.
Exactly.
Don't worry, we'll do it together.
So that's problem number 2. The men that they had on shift during this test. Because I'm like, if they had, 2 other unsuccessful tests, why didn't the core explode then? Like, what made those tests different from this one? And we're starting to see.
Well, there's a lot of things crossed out. What should I?
Oh!
Well, what should I... He says to follow the crossed-out instructions.
So then why are they crossed out?
Exactly.
We've been cleared to run the test.
I don't understand why they rushed it.
You all know what you're doing. Well,
Yes, absolutely.
Stelyachuk?
I wonder what would happen if they did speak up.
We only just found out we're
Okay.
there. Review it. Or you can just do what I tell you. Well, let's go.
There's no way
Topped it off. Reduce power to 700.
we were this reckless. How are you telling these men to do something that they never done before? Especially with a nuclear power plant. Now is not the time to really play around.
I want you to think of Yuri Gagarin. I want you to imagine that all he has is a list of instructions that he has never seen before. This is exactly what was happening in the control room of Reactor 4. Leonid Topchenov, all of 25 years old. And his total experience on the job, 4 months. Something far more dangerous is forming. The time is 28 past midnight.
I guess the gossip's up. Whew, please, look also, please. Tell the truth.
But you don't need to be a nuclear scientist to understand what happened at Chernobyl. Reactivity which generates power either goes up or it goes down. All the operators do is maintain balance. As uranium atoms split apart, reactivity goes up. If you don't balance the reactivity, it never stops rising. Boron control rods. They reduce reactivity. Cool water takes heat out of the system. As it does, it turns to steam, or what we call a void. There's something called a positive void coefficient. It means that the more steam present within the system, the higher the reactivity.
Okay.
It would appear we have a vicious cycle on our hands. Were it not for this invisible dance that powers entire cities without smoke or flame when things are normal. As uranium splits apart to release energy, it breaks down into a new element, xenon, is the poison Comrade Homyuk mentioned. When the core is running at full power, it burns the xenon away before it can cause a problem. For 10 hours, the xenon did not burn away. It built up, poisoning the core. 28 minutes past midnight, in less than an hour, it will explode.
Take it down. Good.
Should have finished by now.
We're following protocol for reduction rate.
You're procrastinating.
Procrastinating?
10 other men in this plant would have done it already.
Why not wait till you have the proper men who know what to do, who've done it before? Why not have the same men that run the first two tests run this test?
Come get me when these old women are ready.
Yes, Comrade Dyatlov.
And why would he leave? You're supposed to be supervising this.
Ease it down to 700.
This is...
Whoa, slow.
I didn't move any rods there.
Oh boy, it's slipping. Oh! He said to 700. What do you even say to him?
Did everything right. I think that maybe the core is poisoned.
Well, if you thought the core was poisoned, then you didn't do everything right because you're choking my reactor. Get it back up.
It's dropping. It's dropping.
What did you do?
Dyatlov.
I did what you said. I switched. Look at it!
Don't you? What did you do? You...
We have to shut all the way down.
Yeah.
No. Well, we could be in a xenon pit. We have to shut down, wait 24 hours.
No, we're doing the test tonight. Raise power.
Here, the rules.
Don't talk to me about rules.
If we fall from 80%...
No, we fell from 50% of
from
power.
50%. I apologise, but what you're saying makes no sense.
Raise the power.
I apologise, but what you're saying makes no sense. Yeah.
Safety first. Always.
Safety first.
I've been saying that for 25 years.
Oh, yeah?
Is that longer than you, Akimov?
Yes.
Is it much longer?
Yes.
And if the two of you disagree, then you don't have to work here, and you won't. You won't work anywhere ever again. I'll see to it.
That is wrong.
I think you know. I will see to it. Raise the power.
No. No.
I would like you to record your command.
Raise the power. I wasn't even there.
What? Wait a minute.
I wasn't in the room when they raised the power.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you weren't there?
If you weren't in the room, then where were you?
The toilet.
Okay. I have to,
The toilet.
recess? Is homeboy really trying to lie right now?
I knew what Dyatlov ordered was wrong. But if I didn't do what he said, I would be fired. Leonid Toptonov, one day before he died. No, Comrade Dyatlov, you were in the room. You ordered them to raise the power. This is a fact.
Court is now in recess.
Yeah, I was
30 minutes.
begging for it, George, because things is getting too wild. I don't know if Boris gonna make it. Dyatlov trying to lie, talking about on the toilet. Are you for real?
Do you know anything about this town? The Jews were killed in pogroms and Stalin forced the Poles out. But after the war, people came to live here anyway. Knew the ground under their feet, soaked in blood, but they didn't care. Dead Jews, dead Poles. No one ever thinks it's going to happen to them. And here we are.
And this is only 1 year after.
It's time. Maybe a year. They call it a long illness. It doesn't seem very long to me. I know you told me and I believed you. Wouldn't happen to me. I wasted it. I wasted it all for nothing.
Boris.
How unconcerned I was. They told me they were putting me in charge of the cleanup. They said it wasn't serious. I believed them.
Wow.
Know why?
Because they put you in charge.
This is such a full
I'm an inconsequential man, Valera.
circle moment.
That's all I've ever been. I hoped that one day I would matter, but I didn't. I just stood next to people who did.
Oh.
Any one of them could have done what I did. Everything we need.
You gave it.
Men, material,
Lunar rovers. Who else could have done these things? They heard me, but they listened to you. Be disobedient fools. They mistakenly sent the one good man. You were the one who mattered most.
Oh, is that a caterpillar? I don't know. That kind of represents like transformation. He changed into something, y'all. He's gonna be that butterfly. I love it. I told you, that was his whole character arc. We just completed Boris's. I know he was a real person, obviously, but I'm saying within the context of the TV show, that was a complete arc we just witnessed there. From where he started, he was unconcerned, unbothered about this whole entire thing, but now, look at him now.
The reactor is nearly shut down. No way to turn back. 30 megawatts.
Okay, so now we're really unbalanced.
None of it is burning away. The reactor isn't hot enough to produce sufficient steam. The only way to safely raise power from this state is to do it very, very slowly. Dyatlov wants it done now. They begin pulling control rods out, dozens at a time. Still, the power does not budge. There were 211 control rods in reactor 4, and Toptonov completely withdrew 205. Only 6 now remain in the reactor. The negative temperature coefficient is no longer weighing down the reactivity. The best they can do is raise the power to 200 megawatts. The only thing keeping the reactor in check is water and xenon. The test is minutes away.
Water, there will be even. I said it's enough. I know what I'm doing. Stelyachuk.
At this point, it's about 4 or 5 men in the room and one of Dyatlov. Tie him up.
Never mind him. Kirschenbaum.
The steam in the separator drum is too low. 5 atmospheres.
All right, let's all help him. Get it up.
We should stop.
You have 15 minutes.
They may as well have had 15 days. Power was too low, the water was too high. The test was already ruined. All he wanted to do was report a completed test. Garavozchenko, reactor section foreman, is in the refueling hall. Diktayenko, Podepchuk, circulation operators are in the pump room. None of them have been told about the test. None of them.
Oh, no!
The computer is recommending that the reactor be shut down.
Even the computer knew what was up.
Well, of course it's saying that. It doesn't know we're running a test.
All right.
All right, comrades. It'll all be over. Kirschenbaum, when you're ready.
1:23 and 4 seconds. Now the test begins. The pumps are shut down and they've let go. Uranium fuel is now unchecked by fresh coolant. The balance immediately swings in the opposite direction. In less than a second, reactivity increases.
Woo!
Increases reactivity. Increases.
It's just unstable.
The steam. The remaining xenon decays away.
There's nothing to check the unbalanced.
We have a power surge, Sasha.
Yeah, it's
Soviet reactors, that button is called AZ5. You press AZ5, all of the control rods insert at once, and the reaction is stopped. But
this is the part where he got to tell the truth or not tell the truth? What about some?
Tell your lies.
Comrade Dyatlov, you...
Bro, how is he allowed in the room?
I know what you are, Valery Alexeyevich. You're a liar.
We've heard enough for today.
No!
Remanded in
No!
custody. Court will...
I haven't finished.
Yes, finish. Let's finish. Let's finish.
Your Honor.
No, they can try to shut him up. No. Yeah, Boris, come on. That's crazy. Because that was a conversation that they was just having during recess. He said, like, they hear me, but they listen to you. And that's exactly what this is. Come on, Boris. I mean, look, also, let's go. Let's go, y'all.
He pushed a reactor to the brink of destruction. Did these things believing there was a failsafe. Shutdown system had a fatal flaw. At 1:23:40, Akimov engages AZ5. Fully withdrawn control rods begin moving back into the reactor. The tips are made of graphite. Accelerates reactivity.
Why?
Why? The same reason we don't use properly enriched fuel in our cores. It's cheaper.
Oh!
Are the graphite tips, and when they do, the reaction in the core, which had been rising, skyrockets. Control rods in those channels can move no further, endlessly accelerating the reaction. Chernobyl reactor 4, now a nuclear bomb.
I can't believe they ain't even tell none of these men. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
1:23 and 44 seconds.
Whoa.
The steam-blown fuel channel designed to operate at 3,200 megawatts went beyond 33,000. The pressure inside the core can no longer be held back. In the instant the lid is thrown off the reactor...
It went like that? I had no idea. And you telling me this is the moment where we first entered the show and Dyatlov was still like, nothing's wrong. You had to feel that if you were in the building. You felt that, you saw it, you look.
No one in the room that night knew the shutdown button could act as a detonator because it was kept from them.
Yeah, they didn't know that part.
Testimony in Vienna was a lie. I lied to the world. Not the only one who kept the secrets. There are many. Right now, there are 16 reactors in the Soviet Union with the same fatal flaw. Less than 20 kilometers away at Chernobyl.
To suggest the Soviet state is somehow responsible for what happened, then I must warn you, you are treading on dangerous ground.
But it's true.
When the truth offends, we lie and lie until we can no longer remember it is even there, but it is. Every lie we tell incurs a debt to the truth. Sooner or later, that debt is paid. That is how an RBMK reactor core explodes.
It's just even the cinematographer, they went around him. The whole thing just came full circle. The truth, I love it. I love it. I mean, I don't love the lies, the all that stuff, but I'm saying just how they went about creating this moment and telling it with the diagrams, the models. It's all so clear, and the flashbacks, everything's so clear. Even how this whole courtroom was shot, it was mainly handheld, as if there were actual, TV cameras in there. They had little birdie lights where we could actually see the whole environment. It felt realistic. But I know that must have been hard for Legasov, to do, considering everything that was gonna come back to him for telling the truth. It's kind of creepy, man. Is that supposed to be Mickey Mouse? I don't know what this shot means.
As a student, you had a leadership position in Komsomol, communist youth, correct? In that position, you limited the promotion of Jewish scientists to curry favor with Kremlin officials. You're one of us, Legasov. I can do anything I want with you. You're not brave. You're just a dying man who forgot himself.
I know what I've done.
You telling Legasov?
In a just world, I'd be shot for my lies, but not for this.
When the bullet hits your skull, what will it matter? Why? And for what? Your testimony today will not be accepted by the state. You will live, however long you have, but not as a scientist. Not anymore. With no duties, no authority. Your legacy is now their legacy. What role did Shubina play in this?
None.
What role did Homyuk play in this?
None. She didn't know either.
It would be curious if you chose this moment to lie.
No, he's not talking about lying.
A man of your experience would know a lie when he hears one.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You will not meet or communicate with either one of them ever again.
No.
It will be exceedingly hard to know that you ever lived at all.
That's disgusting.
If I refuse...
Why worry about something that isn't going to happen?
Why worry about something that isn't going to happen? They should put that on our money.
I can't believe they're doing this. So is he really not going to be able to... Aww. Is there nothing they could do? Oh, these are the tapes he was recording.
But it is always there. It'll lie in wait for all time. Where I once would fear the cost of truth, now I only ask, what is the cost of lies?
Oh. Wow. Oh, man. Finally acknowledged the design flaws of the RBMK nuclear reactor. Legasov was aided by dozens of scientists who worked tirelessly alongside him at Chernobyl. Some spoke out against the official account of events and were subject to denunciation, arrest, and imprisonment. Oh, so Komik wasn't even... Wow. Turbina. It was about 4 years and 4 months after he was sent to Chernobyl. Oh, wow! 10 years hard labor. He returned to work at a... Natenko suffered multiple strokes. Doctors told her she would never be able to bear a child. They were wrong. She lives with her son in Kiev. Oh, Ignatenko, Mrs. Ignatenko. Wow, none survived from that railway bridge. The Bridge of Death. 300,000 people were displaced from their homes. They were told this is temporary. It is still forbidden to return. You know, like they said in the show, it was going to take about 22,000 years. The nuclear meltdown at Chernobyl was perhaps the true cause of the collapse of the Soviet Union. 2017, work was completed on the new safe confinement at Chernobyl at a cost of nearly $2 billion. It is designed to last 100 years. There was a dramatic spike in cancer rates across Ukraine and Belarus. The highest increases among children. We will never know the actual, human cost of Chernobyl. 4,093,000 deaths. Oof. Yes, in memory of all who suffered and sacrificed. Chernobyl? Yeah, for sure. Probably one of the best TV shows I have ever seen. It was so well crafted, from writing, storytelling, cinematography, I think just development overall, and just being able to take these real life events and turn it into a narrative that works in a TV show format within just 5 episodes, and unraveling it in a way that it is suspenseful. The 3 people that we really followed throughout the show was Logasov, Turbina, and Khomyuk, which I had no idea was a fictionalized character that they created to represent that side of humanity that still presented itself to be honest. Because like I was saying, when Boris, he picked up that caterpillar, it was that full circle moment, that complete, I use the word character, like I know this is based on true story. I get some comments about that saying, these are real people, I understand that. But I'm speaking in context of the TV show, and also acknowledging that these were real people, real lives that we're dealing with. It was a full circle moment from how we saw him from the beginning. He was very unlikable, but he ended up turning around, and he was one of the biggest players to deal with the aftermath of Chernobyl and bringing everything, back to as neutral as a standpoint as possible. And to see his arc completed by the end of, episode 5 was amazing. The imagery, I called it, but then to actually see the caterpillar and how he's like transformed into something, it was metamorphosis, okay? And then to see Logasov, I think he did have his entire character arc completed as well, because we saw that after he finished giving his statements and finally telling the truth about what the Soviet Union had done and covering up, they knew that the AZ-5 was faulty, and it was the circle. While he was standing on trial, the camera encircled him, and it was boom, it landed on his back, and that was a literal full circle moment. It all came together. So I think in conclusion of everything, it ended on such a bow-tied note. Everything was wrapped together perfectly, ending it with the tapes, which is how it's exactly how we started. And we see how we got from A to Z throughout this entire story, and the tapes, and how that man at the end, he was telling off Logasov, saying nobody will remember you, everything that you've done is going to be credited to someone else. Well, that wasn't true, because at the end of the day, those scientists were affected by the words that Logasov spoke, and they were impacted, and it sparked a change in them to go and make those changes in those reactors. So that's what I love. And then seeing the actual footage, because this took place in the 1980s, where, having things documented would have been possible with the cameras that they had, the audio that they had to see. So to see the actual footage and knowing that the work that Logasov did, it wasn't in vain, but it really impacted, generations to come. And then not to mention all those people that gave their lives. And it's still crazy that the Soviet Union, they said since 1987, they only recorded 31 deaths attributed to Chernobyl. Only 31? That's not true. Even the number that they have recorded, like they said, we still don't know the human cost that Chernobyl took. It's approximately 4,093,000, which I'm pretty sure it's over. It's more than that, considering all the babies that were still in their mother's womb during the time of being exposed to the radiation. Those children, that could affect their children, and just how far that the radiation in the air, the fallout could have spread throughout different countries, and the water, the irrigation system, the animals. It's just, I don't know, that you probably could not measure how expansive it was or how it is affecting each and every generation that may have been connected to Chernobyl in some way. So Dyatlov, seeing them all in real life, which I think also the casting director did like a perfect job at casting these actors, because a lot of them have their kind of resemble their presence, the physical appearance, and they did a really good job with that. Craig Mazin, he wrote this like dialogue. That's really what this show was for the most part. There weren't any crazy effects. It was just heavy dialogue, but it was so intense. It felt like there was something always happening, something that we were working towards, and that's what I really appreciate. I love a well thought out and explained story. So Chernobyl is probably hands down one of the best shows I've seen, and I really had an amazing time watching the series and getting to experience this along with you guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Go ahead and tap that bell so you don't miss any more of my videos, and if you'd like to see more content, click on one of these over here. Until next time, guys.